Jordan fella, it's awesome having you on the show. Normally I interview, real estate investors and entrepreneurs and stuff. And you're an entrepreneur yourself, but you got an interesting background because you played in the best league in the world, in the National League. So I've never had a pro athlete on the show. So man, how'd you get to, let's just talk, we'll start with the NHL journey and, playing high level college hockey, and then we'll transition into, how you started up your businesses and stuff. So how did you all get started? Where'd you play youth hockey? What was your path like? And we'll go from there.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, Greg. I appreciate it. What do the fellas call you, by the way? Is it Helly? Is it
Grego.
G-Rag? Grego.
Grego, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I was always a guy that was trying to dish out nicknames because I wanted to
Yeah.
self-proclaim some of my own nicknames. So
Yeah.
if we were on a team, I would have called you G-Rag, I think. So
G-Rag.
yeah, G-Rag.
I
Almost
got to
give me
get the
that.
do-rag if that's the case.
Yeah, give you that gangster kind of
Yeah.
touch. You know what I mean? Some street cred. So thanks for having me on, brother. Like I said, jack of all trades, master of none over here. Yeah, I guess if we take it really far back, I mean, I just a kid growing up with nothing but a chin and a dream coming out of Verona, Wisconsin back in the day, which is a southwest suburb of Madison, Wisconsin. It was a
Okay.
small town back then. There's about 7,000 people. I think it's kind of blossomed into about 15,000 now. So times are really buzzing on Main Street in Verona. But yeah, man, that's where I grew up. I grew up playing, obviously, for the hometown team there was the Southwest Eagles back in the day. We had similar jerseys to the old school Buffalo Head Sabre jerseys. And then
Okay.
from there,
Oh, yeah.
I played for the Madison Capitals for a couple years, which was the AAA program in town. The late Bob Suter, who was on the Miracle on Ice team, Ryan Suter's dad, owned this hockey club called the Madison Capitals. He owned Capitol Ice. So that was in Middleton. That was another suburb of Madison. It was probably about 10 minutes away from our house. So, me and Nick, that's where we grew up playing our AAA hockey to start, and eventually made our way down to the chin of the suburbs of Chicago IL. And we started playing for the Chicago Mission. And that's where we really started to get exposure, playing with better players, going
Yeah.
to Detroit a lot of the weekends, going to play up in Toronto at various prospect showcases, and kind of parlayed that into, junior hockey. And I ended up getting drafted by the Sioux City Musketeers in the
Oh, yeah. My buddy played for Sioux Falls. Yeah.
yeah, it was like the futures draft. So
Yeah.
that I get drafted, I think my freshman year of high school to Sioux City, end up going 6th overall. I don't know how I still did 6. I should have been the first fucking pick, but story for another day. So I go there. Our coach Luke Strand, who is a fellow Wisconsinite, coached me my first year there. Had a really good rookie season. I led the league in points in the USHL. I think I still hold the record for the double underager most points by a defenseman, 44. How are you? So if I'm tooting my horn here, yeah, I think that Artem Lebshinov guy on Chicago got close, but he didn't beat it. So I still hold that record. And then the following year, I ended up getting traded to Green Bay at the start of
Is
the
that
season.
where John Cooper was coaching?
Yeah, he was there year before. He had just got the job in Norfolk.
Okay.
Derek Lalonde, a disciple of John Cooper, was the head coach. So we ended up winning a championship with Derek Lalonde. He obviously coached in Detroit, was a head coach there, coached with Coop in Tampa as an assistant, won a Stanley Cup. So there was a lot of ties through the Cooper disciples into Green Bay. So I played junior in Green Bay, had a great team. We won the Clark Cup that year, ended up getting drafted by the Blues in the first round, and then played 3 seasons at North Dakota. And that's where I had my best times, right? I still are so tight with those guys at the University of North Dakota. We still do a golf trip every year. It's like 20 odd dudes. This will be our 10th year coming up. We pick a different city every year. And to this day, that's like the tightest core that I ever play with, because I was a little bit of a suitcase in pro. But
Yeah.
those North Dakota days, man, and especially getting to play with my brother for 1 year. I was a junior. He was a freshman. That was awesome. Those are some times I'll never forget.
Dude, that's fucking sick. And I mean, I went to Fargo. I got a good buddy in real estate. He's got a big shop in Fargo. So I went up to Fargo in fucking July, on the 4th of July. We got pinned up at his cabin. I was so stung in the morning, as you would say. I had the IV people come over to my house to stick me before I got on the bird.
Yeah, there's nothing better, too, than getting an IV while drinking a mimosa. It's like,
Yeah,
what are we
right.
doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I'm having a Caesar or a Bloody Mary, and I'm getting an IV. Is this really working? Why don't you just put this thing full of vodka? Fuck.
Right? You might as well.
Yeah, that's a decent area, though. They have We Fest up there in Detroit Lakes. It's a country music festival. It's in August. So, yeah, I know that neck of the woods. My whole family is from Bismarck, North Dakota, so I got ties into that state.
Were you born in Wisconsin, or you were from?
Yeah, so my mom was a radiologist at the hospital at the University of Wisconsin. So that's kind of what migrated them east to Wisconsin. So.
Gotcha. So you played at Nodak. That's obviously been like a dominant college team forever. I mean, that barn is fucking sick. I mean, it's like an NHL barn if people aren't familiar with it. It's like playing at the, I mean, what would you say? It's,
Yeah, I call it the Taj Mahal of hockey.
yeah.
It really is. I've played all over the world. I've played in NHL rinks, obviously a ton of jungle rinks, played overseas.
We'll get into that. Yeah.
And yeah, man, to me, it's the nicest pound for pound rink. Marble floors, leather seats. If you built that arena in present day, it's 20 years old. It doesn't look a day over 3 years old. If you built that rink present day, Greg, it would probably be worth about $1 billion. It really would. I swear to God, it's that nice. The
Yeah.
facility down below. For a player, I mean, if you're looking to get better, they have anything from cryotherapy to red light beds. The gym is unbelievable. So, yeah, I was just up there a month ago for the series against Minnesota. And every time I walk in there, I'm like, wow, it's just amazing how nice it is, and especially for college kids. Like, if you don't play in the NHL and play at a new arena, like, everything kind of sucks after that. To be honest, you're like, where's the cryo? Where's the massage? Where do I get a tug? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah, right. That's crazy. So you leave Nodak after 3 years and you sign with St. Louis. So, I mean, what was that whole pro hockey experience like? Because you got to the top of the mountain, man. You played in the fucking National League. I mean, barely anyone gets to do that. I mean, what was the decision like to leave? And like, how did that journey? I mean, that's just fucking sick. I mean, so what was that kind of decision like?
Yeah, man. I mean, I played 3 years at North Dakota, had a really good junior year. I was pretty good my sophomore year, but I think I really developed into kind of the puck moving, offensive defenseman, putting up points my junior year. So I felt like it was time, even though St. Louis was stacked on the blue line, especially on the right side.
Yeah.
They had Alex Pietrangelo. They had Shattenkirk. They also had a guy named Colton Parayko who was coming out of Alaska Fairbanks, built like Ivan Drogba. He was actually the same year as me in the draft, but he was like a third-round pick somehow. He was 6'6", and he was kind of just piecing it together, but you could see the potential just based on his frame, right? So I thought I, had a good chance to maybe slip in on that right side. I felt like it would probably be either me or Parayko, but being naive and young and, the first-round pick on paper, I thought I had a really good chance the following year to at least, push for NHL games, if not the roster. That's what they were kind of telling me, from the signing process to getting into camp through the summer, all that. So I went into camp and basically didn't even get a sniff. It was Ken Hitchcock was the coach. It was a very old school team. I don't even think he really even knew who I was, despite being a high pick. And he sent my ass to the minors. And I had a really good year in the American Hockey League. I think it was good for my development. I played in Chicago on an older team. The Wolves back in the day, especially at that time, were an independent organization. So they were just kind of partnered up with St. Louis. Like St. Louis didn't own their farm team. The Wolves were kind of this independent team. But in that case, could sign really good free agents and NHL veterans kind of on the tail end of their career, which led me to a couple of my defensive partners, Peter Harold, who played in New Jersey for a long time.
Yeah,
there's Butler. So I learned a lot from these guys early on. And I think that was really good for not only my development on the ice, but more importantly, just how to be a pro off the ice, right? Like if we need fireball shots at the bar, how many we order? We're not just ordering one, we're going to order 50 and we're going to microwave them because we want a little bit of a challenge. That's what Peter Harold's movie. You'd always go to the bartender and order fireball microwaved, or if they had it, wild turkey. So just like little nuances of how to be a pro and just really listen to these guys because they had so much more experience. So I played the full year down there. I had one call up, but I didn't play. I just went up for like 2 weeks. I practiced with the team. Following year, I think I got 9 games, made my debut. And then the following year after that, I think I played 15 odd games and then maybe like 20. But I made the team twice out of camp, out of my 4 or 5 years in St. Louis. I just think for me, especially just as a personality that transferred onto the ice, hindsight's always 20/20, but if they would have gave me a little bit more of a leash and just kind of let the Clydesdale run per se, I think I would have been better off. And you always question, like, should I have came back for my 4th year and then been a free agent? Now you got the pick of the litter. St. Louis was so stacked at the time. They didn't really need my services being an offensive defenseman. They kind of needed more of a guy like Robert Bortuzzo, who would go out there, block shots, really good penalty killer, fight if he had to. So I just think the deck wasn't stacked against me, but I just think that there wasn't a need for Jay Swish per se at that time. And kind of unfolded how it did. But I'm so thankful I was able to get, 40-odd games, play a playoff game. It's still pretty cool to talk about. Yeah, for sure, man. So every guy that's played hockey always wants more, right? Yeah, that's life.
Yeah, you know what they say on your show? That's baseball, That's fucking baseball. So what's the absolute best barn you played in the National League on the road besides whatever the Enterprise Center, wherever the fucking Blues play?
Yeah, I mean, the United Center always would hold a special
Oh,
place in my heart
yeah.
because Jim Cornelison with the anthem to start the game and all the fans cheering. That's what I grew up watching was
Yeah.
watching the Hawks go from the shittiest team in the league with Eric Daze and Tony Amonte to Patty Kane with the mullet and the
Dave's.
racer stripes and
Yeah.
Duncan Keith. So that barn always has a nostalgic feel for me. I would also say Montreal, the Bell Center.
That's fucking
Unbelievable. Best warm-up tunes in the league for sure. Just techno and just this like French disco vibe. It's unreal. Barns packed for warm-ups. But Vegas the first year.
Oh, that's like a fucking DJ concert in there, man.
The first year in Vegas when they had the go-go dancers on the glass on the visiting side, I was like, what is going on? I played like 25 games in the league at this point. I'm going no bucket warm-up. Of course I am. And these gals are dancing on the glass. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm already distracted. Like,
Yeah.
why are we playing? Can we just go to the Spearmint Rhino and get a dance here? What's going on? So, yeah, I would probably say Vegas the first year was insane. It really was.
Were you on the team when you guys hit the New York City area? Did you get a sniff at the Garden at all?
I did, but I never played. I was scratched in the Garden. I was also scratched at old Nassau Coliseum. So I never
that place
play
was
there.
shit box. You're not missing much there, man. That place.
No, but I wish I would have been able to play a game at the Garden. That was one
Yeah.
That's tough.
So I mean, you played at the NHL level. You played a lot in the AHL. I mean, obviously those leagues are very different. What would you say is the biggest difference between playing in the AHL and then playing in the NHL? Because obviously the guys are going back and forth all the time from those two leagues.
Yeah, I would almost say, well, just alone from the travel and just, you go from staying at the Four Seasons to La Quinta. That's, that's a big difference. You're like, and I got a roommate. Holy fact. So yeah, just the lifestyle in general, obviously paychecks, lifestyle, travel, I would say, dude, the biggest thing is it's almost harder to play in the American League at times because guys are going so hard. Like guys are you have to make an impression every single night. Your livelihood is on the line. And I always found the weird part of the American League, like obviously the teams that win are a very tight-knit team. You look at these teams like the Hershey Bears that always win. They have good culture in the American Hockey League. But a lot of times, especially with the younger players, there's no real team aspect. There is, but it's almost like every guy's an independent contract. And especially forwards. I always notice, because I'm a defensive, but I always notice forwards were always so worried about their cookies. Did they get that second assist? They got to text a video guy for an assist. They're always bitching at each other.
Yeah.
I always found the American League, the team aspect, because there's so much shuffling of the roster.
Yeah.
As well as guys trying to fucking make it.
Yeah.
It creates a little bit of a different, I don't know, structure and culture and just vibe of a team. That would be the biggest thing, because in the National League, everyone's competing for one thing. You're competing to stay there and also chase the ultimate dream of winning.
Yeah.
In the American League, things can kind of creep in. You got agents telling you this. Every guy thinks they shouldn't be in this league one way or the other.
Yeah, they're pissed off. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's hard to put together a really good team. Some teams can do it at the American League level, but a lot of times, man, it's kind of guys, they got their different side quests going on. Let's say that.
Yeah, it's a selfish situation.
Yeah, it is. And as hockey guys, most guys are good dudes, but there's still just that little, it's just like, if we're in the foxhole, like, is that guy laying on a grenade for me? I don't think so. I don't think so. He wants to get out of Lehigh Valley. He doesn't want to play here.
He wants to go right to the Wells Fargo Center and lace him up. He's not interested in taking shot blocks. So what is it? 3 games in 3 fucking days.
Right.
Riding, what do you call it? The bone rattler back to
the Binghamton. Bone rattler. Oh, yeah. Like, you think he wants to go to Providence on a Sunday and play at Dunkin' Donuts Arena in front of 250 people? Or Bridgeport, where it's dressed like a sea
That place is fucked. Connecticut is. That Bridgeport is a war zone over there. Holy shit.
Dude, I got traded.
You got traded there? No,
I got traded to the Islanders from Toronto, and they sent me to Bridgeport. I was playing with the Marlies at the time, but I was on a one-way. And Lou Lamoriello called me, and he's like, "Is your bush shaved?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "How about your face?" I'm like, "I don't know. I got to trim it up for you, Lou." So I made my way to the guts of Connecticut, Bridgeport. I played there for 3 weeks, bro. Thank God COVID struck. So the season was just over. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have made it alive out of there.
Yeah, that's, as you would say, that's not perfect over there. I mean, my buddy, so I grew up in New York and moved out here, but my buddy's like good friends in real estate. He literally was going to buy a house in Bridgeport to, I think it was a fix and flip. And he literally saw a dead guy on the street.
Yeah.
And he called. He was like, it's that bad there. So,
yeah. He was probably working like a street meat vendor. And he just
Yeah.
dying. Like someone killed this guy over a kebab.
Yeah.
That's Bridgeport.
That's Bridgeport, baby. So after your pro career now, you kind of got right into, I mean, what do you got? The Missing Curfew, you got Live in 5, you got Home by 3, you got a lot, you got Butter Golf, you got a lot of businesses that you're involved in now. So, I mean, how did you get right into business? So, I mean, you feel like you made the jump from pro hockey to this, and now you're thriving, bro. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I always had a vision of what I wanted to do afterwards, and I think it became more prevalent than ever when I went overseas. And
Yeah.
the first year in Helsinki, Finland, I had a good year. I was playing for the Helsinki team there, IFK. We probably underachieved at the playoff level. We lost in the first round in Game 7 to the team that ended up winning it. But I had a good year there, and I really had hopes of getting back over here to this side just because I was still young, and it was a weird time coming out of COVID. I was like, fuck, I would take a two-way and try to work my way back up. But nothing really came to fruition. I just had a couple American Hockey League deals. I'm like, fuck, like, I don't know if I want to go back to the jungle for, year 8 or 9 of my pro career.
Yeah.
And I had a couple offers in Russia, but it was weird times.
Like,
and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I had Omsk, Russia for about $1 million, but it was like mid-war. And I'm like, if I get Brittany Griner over here, you know what I mean? Like, I'm an outspoken guy. Like, I don't know if I want to fuck with that. So I kind of ultimately, they put me on like a 48-hour shot clock or 72 hours, like, take it or leave it. Like, I can't decide. It's like May. We're just at Cinco de Mayo down here in Arizona. Like, I'm funneling Corona. Like, I don't know. This doesn't feel right. So I ended up signing in Switzerland, which was a great spot, Cloton, Switzerland. And I go play over there, and I end up getting absolutely sideswiped, which you wouldn't think anybody hits in the Fondue League. But some guy in a preseason game, I believe it was actually Mark Arcabello. He was playing for...
Played in the show, right?
Yeah, he's a good player. He sideswiped me. He was playing for Lugano, and he kind of like ran out of position on the PK. It was on a PK breakout or a power play breakout, and he was playing PK, and he kind of like left his side of the ice to literally kind of target me. I picked up a drop pass, and I kind of toe dragged, and I looked up, and I saw 3 bodies. So I'm like, okay, I'm good. I can get a shot off. And he left his dot lane all the way to the other dot lane and kind of came over and like hit me, but kind of literally caught me on the chin, and it was like a side swipe. Pretty hard. So I go down, I finish the game, but I'm kind of dizzy. Like, I'm like, fuck, like I've had a concussion before. I've had a few, I'll be all right if that's what it is. But it didn't really feel like that because, I was able to finish the game. I'm like, whatever. I'm getting my feet wet here in the Swiss League. I'm probably not going to get hit again. Like, see how it goes. So I wake up the next day and I'm like, I'm in one. I'm like, I've never really felt this way. So those symptoms, I couldn't shake them for like 3 months. I would get up, I would be dizzy.
Full-blown conquistador.
Yeah, I would get up, I'd be on the rocky boat. So I ultimately had to come back here to the U.S., get some treatment with a guy in Chicago, felt decent, and then went back and played 3 games, and those symptoms came back. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So I was out for like 7 or 8 months. And at that time, I was like, you know what? Probably after that year, in my head, I was like, I'd play like 3 or 4 more years and then kind of call it. And at that time, I was like, you know what? I think it's the right time to finally shut the door or close the chapter on this book of hockey. I feel pretty good. I finally was able to get back to my base level and feel, normal again, which was huge.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to go through that again. And I was like, it just feels like the right time to step into show business, whatever that looks like. I have no idea. But I had my Butter Golf company I had launched about a year before that while I was still playing. I knew I wanted to get into podcasting. I knew I wanted to try different avenues, and I'm still trying to get in with whether it's doing a game play-by-play or doing some acting. But I had this vision in my head for years while I was still playing. And I just didn't know when it was going to be. Obviously, the NHL was obviously the goal, but when it got distanced, it felt more real. So that's how I went in, and I went chin first.
You went chin first.
Yes.
I gotta say, man, like, I didn't play at the NHL level. I didn't even play D1 hockey. But when just like, in terms of like, I had like an identity crisis. It was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember driving back from a junior A preseason game in the fucking OJ. And I called my mom and I was like trying to hang on for it to get the fucking scholarship, maybe play D3. And I just said, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm out of here. There's no way it's not going to fucking work out. And I had like an identity crisis for like 3 or 4 months. I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. I wasn't that old, but Did you have the same thing, or were you kind of like, you know what? I'm ready to be out of here and I'm just going to focus on this new thing? Because I didn't have anything in front of me either. It took me a while to get my shit together and get into business, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And I think for me, I was okay with what I wanted to do, and I trusted the vision because
Yeah.
that's what I saw for myself. But at the same time, when you're going to meet new people or you're in new
Yeah.
rooms or you're talking to old friends or
Yeah.
family, it's like, well, you're not Jordan Schmaltz, the hockey player. Like, how do I introduce myself? And then they're going to ask me, what do I do? And I'm going to say,
Yeah. Yeah. It's happened to me.
I don't even really know. If
Yeah.
now, if I were to go back 3 years ago to see where I'm at now, I would just tell them I call balls and strikes for a living. That's baseball.
That's
But
baseball. Yeah.
at the time, I had no clue. And it's funny too, because if you're, like I was, finishing up 29 years old, 30 years old, single guy, you're going to meet people or this
Yeah.
and that,
Going out and shit. Yeah.
women or whoever it is, they want to know what your career is or
Yeah.
what,
Yeah.
it's like, I have no idea. I
Yeah.
don't really know. And they're like, what? What do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. But
Figuring it out as we go.
so yeah, I think that was the biggest thing for me when I would go into new circles
Yeah.
and meet different people. It's like I got to shed that skin of just being a pro hockey player. I am now something that I don't even really know, but let's just roll with it.
Yeah. You got the biggest show in the world and it's a
It
show
is.
on a show. But I
With the
remember like
largest female demographic too.
huge, ginormous. I mean, stats are off the chart with that female demographic. It's unbelievable. So you obviously started Home by Three, which is the rebrand. You guys are blowing up, man. Like I said, I took a 10-year break from hockey and I can't stop listening to you guys and Missing Curfew and Live and Five. It's great stuff. So, I mean, how
Appreciate that.
is growing so fast? I mean, I feel like you guys are just catching some serious momentum with everything you're doing.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck, man.
I appreciate that. I just think we just throw a bunch of shit on the wall and just see what sticks.
Yeah.
Go live, shoot from the hip, shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot. Motion is lotion, and just fire on all cylinders. Some shit might work, some might not. But if we think it is good enough to put out there, we're gonna throw it out there. So I think that's the biggest thing, man, is finding that fine line of just not having imposter syndrome or feeling like you're blowing up feeds of people. I think it's just all about just consistency and just keep firing. And that's how I think. And I think if you can stay on the gas pedal and just compound interest, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, we're nowhere near where we want to be, but I think we have some good steam, legitimate product, and people seem to like it. Like our diehards are our diehards.
Yeah, I can tell you have a loyal, like, rabid dog fucking base, dude, of just absolute mutants just following you guys. Cause it's good stuff. I mean, it's entertaining. The hockey stuff is good. And it's like, it's something where like, oh, I want to listen to that again. Like some podcasts, it's like, oh, you listen to it once, you're like, it's kind of a snooze fest. But you guys have a way to like just bring the people in, entertain them, and then, a little bit of hockey talk here and there because it is a hockey show, of course.
It is, yep.
And of course, you have to talk hockey. But man, it's fucking awesome. So you guys are now doing live tours as we start to wrap this show up here. You guys are going to be on the road, Let It Snow tour. I can't go to Milwaukee and Chicago, but I supported the fellas because I love what you're doing. I mean, when does this tour kick off? How can people check it out?
First off, that's one of the most furtive things I've ever seen. Buying tickets for a show you're not even going to be at.
Can't even get there, fella.
Not even one show. You bought a back-to-back.
I said, you know what? These guys are fucking hustlers. I don't know them very well. I know you a little bit now, but I'm like, I'm going to support the boys. And then when they're in my local jurisdiction or somewhere close, I'll probably buy 8 tickets and maybe take 3 people with me. And that's showbiz, man. That's showbiz.
That is show business. And that's baseball too at the same time.
That's baseball,
That's small ball and that's heavy ball. That's home run ball. So I appreciate that. But yes, man, we're hitting the mean streets of the Midwest through the chin of the Rust Belt and all the way down to Schittsburg. Shout out to Cheerleaders Cabaret in Pittsburgh. It was one of the best spots, one of the best seafood buffets in all of the land. So no free ads on this show, I know, but I'm just plugging one. But yeah, man, we're going to be at Zany's in Chicago, December the 3rd. That's a Wednesday. That's industry night in Chicago, right on the chin of Old Town, Wells Street, which is going to be awesome. Got a ton of just friends, buddies popping in for that one.
Sick.
So then it's a back-to-back Milwaukee the next night on Ladies' Night, December the 4th.
You're going
Buffalo,
back to
New
back?
York.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Yep. Yeah, I know. We got a 3 and 4. And then we're doing Buffalo on the 6th. So there's a travel day on the 5th, Buffalo the 6th, and then Pittsburgh, PA on the 10th of December. And then on the other side of 2026, Toronto is already sold out. That sold out within probably less than 36 hours.
That's sick.
Ottawa was 48 hours. And then Montreal, shout out to the New Room Massages of Montreal. We're going to be there on the 25th. And that show right now, I think, is about 70% sold out. So, yeah, man, fired up for it. The live shows, I mean, we've probably done 15 of them now, 13 of them. And that gives me the man in the arena like feel of stepping onto a National League barn, because you go up there, you have no plan. It's just straight improv.
Yeah, straight improv.
We really don't know if this show is going to be any good. It's a show about a show, but it's not written comedy. It's not scripted. You can't script anything when you're with two guys, and especially with our brains, they're just, all over the fucking place. So that's the beauty of it, man. And it feels like I'm having to make a middle pop play on the breakout with Jordan Tutu forechecking me. That is kind of the nervous energy I get. It's like, all right, I got to do fake here. If that doesn't work, fake this way. Then I got to suck them in. Then I got to take a hit. Then I got to ultimately put it on the tape. So that's kind of how I compare it.
Dude, that's fucking sick. Are you guys going to be flying? Are you just going to be driving that Rust Belt? Or are you going to be flying from Buffalo?
Yeah, we're going to fly to Chicago, and then we're going to obviously just drive from Chicago to Milwaukee. That's going to be just an up and back. Out of Chicago on the Friday the 5th. Buffalo we're going to do for a couple nights. We're going to go to a Bills game, and then we're going to drive from Buffalo to Pittsburgh, because I don't even know if the Pittsburgh – I'm surprised Buffalo has an airport, to be honest. All due respect. I love Buffalo, but I'm surprised they do.
It's not perfect.
No, it is not perfect.
You're not going direct from Scottsdale.
Dude, last time we went to Buffalo, we were stuck at the Anchor Bar in the airport for 12 hours.
It's fun.
Eating chicken wings and funneling just draft beer that has so much bacteria in it. I was clogged up for probably almost a year. I'm probably still clogged up.
Fella, man. It's one more thing I got to bring up before we wind the show down. You have a legendary story of decommitting from Wisconsin that you've talked about. I got to have my followers listen to this story, because it's one of the best stories I've ever heard.
Yeah.
How did that go down, bro? That's fucking hilarious.
So when I was in 8th grade, I went to the University of Wisconsin. They used to have this camp like a lot of colleges would put on for their high school players. I was invited as an 8th grader to go in there and go to this camp. It was actually at Capitol Ice, like we talked about earlier in the show. And there was probably, 60 to 100 of the best high school players in Wisconsin and Minnesota and maybe surrounding states like Illinois. So out of that 100 kids, there's probably 15 legit players. You know what I mean? Not a ton, but good for high school measures, right? AAA or high school. So I got invited to go to this camp, and I had a really good camp, and I was playing against, kids 4 or 5 years older than me, and ultimately put me on the map for a scholarship opportunity to go to the University of Wisconsin. They had been watching me at the Bantam major level that year. There was some talks with Mark Osicki, who was the assistant coach, and Mike Eves as well. And I went to this camp in June, ended up playing really well. I did an unofficial visit, get a scholarship, 100% full ride. I'm like, kid, not even going into high school yet. There's a couple months before I'm even going to be a freshman at Verona area high school. This is crazy. So obviously I accept. A year goes by, and now it's time to go play junior hockey. And it's right around the time I'm just going to Sioux City's camp for the first time. I was a sophomore in high school. So I go to this camp, and the year after that, Wisconsin was just brutal. They had kind of gone down the shitter. In 2010, when I committed, they had just played for the national championship. But Osicki had just left. He was going to Ohio State. Their program wasn't great. They were on a slide for the last 18 months. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go play in Sioux City. I'm going to make this team this year. But am I really going to go to Wisconsin? And, I grew up watching these guys, but my ties were always to North Dakota. I felt that heart that I always wanted to go to North Dakota. They just didn't offer me. And I was a kid, with the headlights just right in my face, staring at me like, oh my God, I got to take this offer.
Yeah.
So I go to Sioux City, and it's the summer camp. They always do the camp at the start of the summer. It's kind of like the moneymaker camp.
Yeah, like the open tryout bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. And then they, kind of wind it.
Yeah.
Wean it down to 25, 30 bodies, and you come in August. And if you're a high school kid, you're on the team because they can't cut you at that point because you got to go to school.
Yeah.
So I'm in there in the summer, and we're staying at this Super 8 hotel in June, just outside of Sioux City at this practice facility. And I'm rooming with a kid named Taylor Ward. Now, Troy Ward is his dad. He actually coaches at the University of Mankato right now, but coached all over the U.S., coached in pro hockey, American League, NHL. even at the University of Wisconsin back in the day. So I'm rooming with Taylor, and I'm 15 years old. T-Money is probably 18. He's 3 years older than me. And we're in this Super 8 fucking just shit shack, double bed room. And, a couple twin beds. There's about, 4 inches between us and a shitty-ass light stand. I'm like, Wardo, yeah, I'm going to call Mike Eves right now. I'm going to decommit, and I need you in the room. He's, what? He's like, I'm like, dude, I just need you here for support. Like, obviously, don't say anything, but just like, I just need you. I'm going to put him on speakerphone. Let's see what Evers says. So I give Mike Eves a call, and, picks up on like the last ring. And mind you, this is back in the day. I have an LG flip phone. And
Yeah, this is before iPhones. Yeah, I used to have like an Envy.
Yeah, so it's
internet. Yeah,
shitty ass phone that Boost Mobile still sells, but this is almost 17 years ago, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I give Ever a call, and kind of just started off with like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "Good." He always would ask me like, his icebreaker was always, "You see any good movies lately?" I'm like, "Mike, we're not talking about movies right now."
Cut the small talk, fella. Let's get the business.
So I ended up saying, "Hey, after kind of thinking about it and just talking to my family and yada yada yada, I am going to decommit." And before I even say decommit, like it was like before I was like, "I'm gonna decommit." He's like, "What?" And he starts just freaking out on me. So at this point, I got the phone on speaker, and I'm kind of just like, I just put it on the table of the desk. And me and Wardor sit there like, is this guy really yelling at a 15-year-old this hard? And I just remember he was saying, "You made the biggest mistake of your life. You're a fucking entitled, little whatever." And I just remember the last thing he said when he hung up was, "Fuck you." And then it just crickets. Yeah. Yeah. It just went crickets. It was "fuck you." And it just, boom, mic drop. Legit Mike Eves drop. And yeah, man, that was the last time I really ever talked to him. It was so funny though, because when I was playing pro, maybe after my 5th or 6th year, I saw him at the Eagles Nest Arena randomly walking into a locker room. Like, I walk in this locker room. It's me and my brother were going for this skate in the summer. It was like Pavelski, Craig Smith, a couple of NHL guys. And I walk in, and I kind of just lift my chin up to get in the locker room too. And right at 12 o'clock is Mike Eves.
Staring you down.
Staring me down, and he had no idea what to say. Like, he was trying to be kind of buddy-buddy with me, but at the same time, he knew the exact last time we spoke. And we went on the ice and we did a practice. Like, he was like helping out with this skills coach. So he's like giving me passes. I'm like, "Ever, slide it this way." So that was the last time I saw him. Every time we played Wisconsin, though, we kicked the shit out of him. I think I was 4-0-1 against them. So that always felt good, beat those guys. But yeah, that decommitment story, man. I remember like going to the rink the next day. I'm like thinking like, I'm like barely 15 years old. This guy is motherfucking me. Is he like 60? Like, how is he so mad? So yeah, that's the Mike Eves story.
That is fucking wild. Now, is there like a contractual thing in college, or you could just decommit whenever the fuck you want? It's like the Wild West.
Yeah, I mean, you sign when you're 18.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I was 15. Like, it was my sophomore year. So it's just, there's nothing you can do. It's just a verbal commitment that two sides kind of shake hands on. And yeah, man, that was crazy. I still laugh at that. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's fucking crazy. That's the ultimate saying of that's baseball. Like, Mike Eves has to know that's baseball. Like, he's got to watch his chin, because as we say in the house flipping business, it doesn't matter until the fucking house closes and you got your money in the bank. Like, you don't fucking count your chickens.
You think that young Jay Swish with that much moxie and being that cocky wants to go play for a program that just finished 52nd in the pairwise? No, baby. That ain't get me laid.
They'd be losing the fucking Atlantic hockey schools, man. That's
like
a problem.
You guys tied Mercyhurst? All right, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah. You're playing at the local fucking rink there, with 7 fans.
Yeah, I want the the College Hockey Inc. website with my face on it every day. I can't do that if we're playing here at Wisconsin. We just lost to Michigan Tech. Come on, what's going on? So yeah, man, that was it. So, but
that's an epic story.
The big part of it though was Marco Siki leaving. Like, that was
he was producing like McDonough and all those fucking guys.
Brendan Smith, Cody Golubev, Jake Gardner, Justin Schultz. I mean, he had, for that run where Oz was there, he was legit a D whisperer. Like, it was insane. So I put all my stock into him. And once Oz left, he went to Ohio State. He actually called me when I decommitted, and he's like, "What do you think about Ohio State?" Like, oh,
Not
fella,
perfect.
fella. Was that the fourth program there? I think the volleyball team gets more fans than you guys. No disrespect, but I'm going to Nodak. You know what I mean?
Right.
I appreciate you, Oz, but I ain't going to Ohio State.
No, that's fuck. Were you getting Hockey East looks being a Midwest guy? Because that's where I grew up. Like
Yeah.
PC, BU, fucking Northeastern, Maine.
BC and BU, they had offered me like at the Fall Classic that following September, but once I decommitted, I knew where I was going.
Yeah.
I really did. I didn't. Once I announced that, like Kerry Eads, who was an assistant coach at North Dakota for years, he called me and he's just like, "Yeah, let's get this done." I'm like, "Fella, yeah, let's do it." So
That's sick, man. Jay Swish, man, I appreciate the interview. This was a lot of fun. I'm excited to see you guys keep growing your businesses and your brands. And if people want to stay in touch with you, what's the best social for them to follow you at?
yeah, it is J_Swish24 on X, at J Schmaltz24 on Instagram. Obviously, Home by 3 official on X and Instagram. A show about a show your girl doesn't tell you she's watching type of show. Home by 3 official on YouTube as well. We got some cool stuff coming out here in the works. We're going to the Great Cup this weekend.
That's fucking nails. You're doing that, dude.
Yeah, the 112th edition. Yeah, I mean, it's the hardest 9-team league in the world. It's like the oldest trophy in sports. The ball is the size of a fucking beach ball you'd see on the Jersey coast. I mean, it's got everything's of a makings of shaping up of such an epic game. We got the Saskatchewan Roughriders, Montreal Alouettes. I can't wait to get up there to the chin of Winnipeg and just talk shop with a bunch of good Canadian piss tanks. So I'm fired up for that, man.
That's awesome, man. Well, safe travels up there, buddy. I'll talk with you soon, and I'm excited for that butter hat to be in the mail today or coming to my chin today. It will be on my chin by the end of the day. I saw that.
It should.
Got an email notification.
Yeah. So send me a tweet, brother, of the hat. And thank you again for having me on the show. I'm glad we could work it out. And also, most further thing I've heard all week, maybe all month, maybe all year, is you buying 2 tickets to a show you're not even going to come to. So
Dude,
really do appreciate that, man.
Got to support the fellas, man.
Seriously, that's pretty cool.
I was thinking about, I'm like, could I logistically, because my girlfriend's dad's coming, I'm like, could I dart out to Chicago? But I'm like, that's a lot of travel. I'm going to New York. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I like the fellas. I'm going to get 2 tickets. And then, I'll go to the next show when it's closer to me. But hey, man, got to be for the boys.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. So thanks for having me again.
Absolutely, bud. Talk to you soon.
Sounds good.